Death, cults, and a Hollywood divorce for the ages. A-list life isn't always easy, and nobody knows this better than Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman was born in Honolulu in 1967 to Australian parents, and she was raised in Sydney before her career took off in the 80s. But before Kidman became the Hollywood icon she is today, she and her younger sister Antonia endured a trying childhood. In a November 2020 interview with Glamour UK, she reflected on her humble beginnings. Kidman said, "I've always been aware of privilege because both my parents came from nothing. When we moved to America, we had nothing. My parents had to go to the Salvation Army and get a donated mattress, which we all slept on, while my mom helped put my dad through his PhD, as he came from a very poor family. What her family lacked in material possessions, however, they made up for in character." Kidman went on to say that when her dad got his PhD, he offered his therapy services for free to help others. She added, "I grew up with one of the gentlest, kindest fathers who was a giver, and my mother was a nurse, so my family had that social conscience." In November 2009, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban helped raise money for the Women's Cancer Program at Stanford University. At the event, the actor spoke about why the topic was close to her heart, sharing that her own mother had been diagnosed with breast cancer when she herself was only 17. Kidman said, "I think that was the pivotal moment in my life because I was about to lose, or thought I would lose, the most important person in my family, the heartbeat of my family." Kidman has long encouraged women to get checked, noting that the process saved her mother's life. As she once told ITN News, "She had chemotherapy and radio and is a survivor now. I want that to be heard." In 2004, word got out that Kidman had been through her own cancer scare. In a statement to the Associated Press, she confirmed that her results came back negative, adding, "Needless to say, my family and I are enormously relieved and thankful." Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise first hit it off filming the 1990 movie Days of Thunder.
Seeing Tom Cruise drive up in a Porsche, I think it was, and he got out of the car and walked through, and I was like, and my jaw dropped.
The couple dated for less than a year before deciding to tie the knot that December. Kidman was young when she married Cruise. She was 23 at the time and he was 28. She's since remarked that at that point in her life, she was not ready for such a serious commitment. In a 2007 interview with Marie Claire, Kidman revealed that she had suffered an ectopic pregnancy early in their relationship. This dangerous condition occurs in pregnant women when a fertilized egg implants somewhere outside of the uterus. In Kidman's case, she miscarried at 23 weeks gestation. Kidman explained, "From the minute Tom and I were married, I wanted to have babies, and we lost a baby early on, so that was really very traumatic. And that's when it came that we would adopt Bella." Kidman had been told by her doctor that she would continue to struggle with conception, so she and Cruise decided to adopt 2 children, Bella in 1993 and Connor in 1995. As she told Tatler in June 2018, "Whether you're an adoptive mother, whether you're a foster mother, whether you're a biological mother, it's the emotion of attaching to a child and helping to guide them and rear them that is important." In 2001, after 11 years of marriage to Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman experienced a second miscarriage.
I've had a very, very roller coaster ride with fertility. I just have, and it has never been easy for me.
It was around this time that everything fell apart in Kidman's marriage as well, marking the year as perhaps one of her most difficult. In her 2018 interview with Tatler, Kidman spoke about the pain of losing a pregnancy, saying, "The loss of a miscarriage is not talked about enough. That's massive grief to certain women." In 2008, Kidman and her current husband Keith Urban welcomed their first child together, Sunday Rose. Speaking to Tatler, she explained how finally giving birth was a bittersweet experience. She said, "There's an enormous amount of pain and an enormous amount of joy on the other side of it. The flip side of going through so much yearning and pain to get there is the feeling of, when you have the child." Tom Cruise's relationship with Nicole Kidman was headline news for years, and they played the part of the Hollywood it couple well. That is, until Cruise filed for divorce in February 2001, completely catching his wife by surprise. He cited irreconcilable differences in the filing, but others speculated that Cruise's involvement with the Church of Scientology may have played a role in their split. Mike Rinder, a former high-ranking member of the church, wrote about the couple's divorce in his 2022 book, A Billion Years: My Escape from a Life in the Highest Ranks of Scientology. He detailed how the church's head, David Miscavige, became unhappy when Cruz seemed to be pulling away from the church. Evidently, he blamed Kidman. Rinder wrote, "When Tom and Nicole divorced, Miscavige was happy that the negative influence of Nicole was no longer dragging Tom away. Cruz thereafter became more fervent in his vocal public support of Scientology and Miscavige." We may never know the exact details of what caused Kidman's and Cruz's breakup, but what we do know is that it cut the actor deep. During a 2012 interview with Du Jour, Kidman admitted, "It took me a very long time to heal. It was a shock to my system." Nicole Kidman gave an astonishing performance when she played Virginia Woolf in Stephen Daldry's 2002 drama The Hours. Kidman received glowing reviews for her role in the film, including one in the New York Times that read, "Kidman tunnels like a ferret into the soul of a woman besieged by excruciating bouts of mental illness. As you watch her wrestle with the demon of depression, it's as if its torment has never been shown on the screen before." While filming The Hours, Kidman had been grappling with both the dissolution of her marriage to Tom Cruise and her own depression. As she said on the BBC radio series This Cultural Life, however, this actually helped with her performance.
So the idea of Virginia coming through me, I was pretty much an open vessel for it to happen.
Nicole Kidman's performance in The Hours landed the actor her first Oscar in 2003. Snagging the award for Best Actress in a leading role would be a triumphant occasion for most, but in Dave Karger's book 50 Oscar Nights, Kidman revealed that she was still struggling after her divorce. She detailed how she didn't want to go to the Vanity Fair after party, but was eventually coaxed into it. Kidman recalled, "I literally walked in, carried it around, was completely overwhelmed, emotional, shaking, and I didn't enjoy it." The sentiment lingered as the night went on. Kidman added, "I went home and ended up ordering takeout and eating it on the floor of the Beverly Hills Hotel. That's when it hit me. I went, I need to find my love. I need a love in my life. Because this is supposed to be when you go, this is ours." This was a huge wake-up call for Kidman, as she knew she had to let herself move on from Tom Cruise and get back to living her life the best she could. Nicole Kidman has often spoken about her father, Dr. Tony Kidman, with adoration. In September 2014, he died at the age of 75. Tony was at a hotel in Singapore where he was visiting his youngest daughter, Antonia, when he collapsed and died from a suspected heart attack. In April 2024, while speaking at an Emmys for Your Consideration event, Nicole Kidman revealed that her actual reaction to her father's death shaped how she approached a heavy moment in the series Expats. As she told the audience, when it came time to film the scene where her character visits a child in a morgue, she played it as real as she could. She recalled, "I just said, I'm gonna try something because this is actually for my own life. Not where I went to a morgue, but when my father passed away and I laughed. Because it was so devastating when I saw his body. And I had the most awful reaction, which was I started to shake and laugh." Kidman said she was ashamed to talk about it, but knew that it was simply a natural reaction. She added, "At the same time I go, but it's real, and it's based in the deepest love and not being able to handle a situation." The birth of the Me Too movement enabled countless female celebrities to speak out in solidarity about their experiences with sexual harassment and assault.
Women are worthy of being believed.
Although Nicole Kidman has withheld many details of her own personal experiences, she's made it clear that she too has dealt with unwanted advances in Hollywood. In a 2018 essay for New York Magazine, she opened up about her marriage to Tom Cruise and the benefits of being linked to the fellow A-list actor. When they tied the knot, her career was only just getting started, whereas Cruise was already a full-fledged megastar. She described her marriage to Cruise as protection. Kidman wrote, "I married for love, but being married to an extremely powerful man kept me from being sexually harassed. I would work, but I was still very much cocooned. So when I came out of it at 32, 33, it's almost like I had to grow up. Of course I've had Me Too moments, since I was little, but do I want to expose them in an article? No. Do they come out in my work? Absolutely." Nicole Kidman's and Tom Cruise's adopted children, Bella and Connor Cruise, are grown up these days. Sadly, things haven't been great between Kidman and her kids, and it's reportedly down to their involvement in the Church of Scientology. After Tom and Kidman split, there was a lot of speculation about whether or not Kidman saw Bella or Connor regularly. Although Kidman had her daughter as a bridesmaid in her 2006 wedding to Keith Urban, she didn't attend Bella's wedding in 2015, although notably Cruz himself wasn't invited either. When Connor got married in 2019, Kidman was reportedly not welcome at the ceremony. Kidman seemed to confirm the media's theories about a falling out with her kids when she told The Sun in September 2019, "They have made choices to be Scientologists. It's our job as a parent to always offer unconditional love. It's not about anything else other than, I'm here to love and support you." The pandemic was still ongoing when the Amazon Prime series Expats began filming in Hong Kong in 2021, and so tensions remained pretty high. There were very strict rules regarding quarantine, so Nicole Kidman left her family behind to shoot the show, which ended up being a difficult decision for the actor. In a January 2024 interview with The Guardian, she spoke about how she struggled with this. "I said, I cannot do this. It was like when a donkey just goes, I'm not going. I couldn't just get on a plane and get to them, and they couldn't get to me. That affected the performance to the degree that it also affected my psyche." In the show, Kidman plays a character whose son goes missing under the watch of his babysitter. Given her reluctance to leave her family behind, this would no doubt have made the job even harder for the actor. Still, despite her inner turmoil, Kidman pulled off an authentic performance and managed to get through filming. She continued, "I think people go through this. My job is to be the conduit and perform it to its absolute authentic truth. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm not serving why I work as an actor, which is to artistically connect to the way life is in all its pain and glory."